When my daughter-in-law told me to leave, I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I just smiled and quietly started packing my things. I don't think she expected that. Maybe she wanted me to fight for my place, to make a scene, but I didn't. Because deep down, I already knew my time in that house was over. As I folded my sweaters and slipped family photos into a small bag, I could hear my son's voice from the other room. He wasn't saying a word. That silence, it said everything. You know, a mother learns to read silence. It's louder than any words. Before I left, I glanced at the family photo on the hallway wall. My son, his wife, their 2 kids, all smiling. I was in that photo too, standing off to the side. And for the first time, I realized I had always been on the side. That day, I didn't leave out of anger. I left because love doesn't always mean staying. Sometimes, love means knowing when to go. My name is Julia. I'm 63. For most of my life, I've been mom. My husband passed away when my son, David, was 10. We lived in a small town in Ohio. I worked at a local elementary school, teaching 2nd grade, saving every penny to give him a better life. He grew up to be a good man, kind, polite, and hardworking. When he got his first job in the city, he said, "Mom, one day I'll buy you a house so you never have to worry again." I laughed and said, "I don't need a house, sweetheart. I just need you to visit once in a while." Years later, he did buy that house, a cozy 2-story home with a backyard and a big maple tree that turned bright red in the fall. And when he married Emily, I truly believed my family was complete. At first, Emily was sweet. She called me mom, helped me in the kitchen, and even asked for my pie recipes. We had dinners together, shared stories, and laughed a lot. For a while, I thought I had gained a daughter, not just a daughter-in-law. But over time, something shifted. It started small. Little comments, small sighs, the way she'd move my things around. I told myself, she's just finding her rhythm. Give her time. But time didn't help. Things slowly became colder. The first real sign was dinner time. Emily started eating with the kids before David got home. When I asked if I should set an extra plate, she said, "Oh no, Mom, we already ate. You go ahead." Then she started keeping her groceries separate. Her labels, her shelves, her rules. I felt like a guest in my own home. I remember one morning, I was making pancakes for the kids, her daughter Lily and little Ethan. They love my pancakes. But when Emily walked into the kitchen, she frowned and said, "Oh, I was planning to make them oatmeal today." I smiled and said softly, "It's okay, honey. I'll put these away." She said, "No, it's fine." But her voice said the opposite. Later that day, I overheard her talking on the phone. She said, "It's hard living with his mom. She means well, but she's always there." Those words stuck like a thorn in my heart. That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, thinking, maybe I really am in the way. I tried help. That night, I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling thinking, maybe I really am in the way. I tried helping less, staying out of the kitchen, spending more time in my room. But somehow, that made things worse too. One evening, David came home tired. I asked, "Want me to heat up dinner?" He looked down and said, Emily already did. You should rest, Mom." Rest. That word suddenly felt like a polite way of saying, stay out of it. It was a quiet Saturday morning when everything changed. Emily came into the living room while I was folding laundry. The kids were playing outside. David had gone to work early. She stood there for a moment, holding her coffee cup. "Mom," she said softly, "can we talk for a second?" "Of course," I said, smiling. She took a deep breath. "I think it might be better if you stayed with your sister for a while. The house feels crowded, and the kids need more space." I froze. The words were gentle, but they hit like a storm. I froze. The words were gentle, but they hit like a storm. I looked at her for a moment, her expression calm, her eyes avoiding mine. And then I just nodded. "All right," I said quietly. She looked surprised. "Mom, I don't want you to take it the wrong way," she said. I smiled. "It's okay, Emily. You're not wrong. It is your house now." That afternoon, I packed my suitcase. When David came home, he saw it sitting by the door. "Mom, what's going on?" I told him. "Emily thinks I'll be more comfortable at Lisa's place." He looked at me for a long time and then looked away. He didn't stop me. He didn't even say stay. And that silence broke something deep inside me. That night, before I left, I walked around the house one last time. The photos, the toys, the smell of coffee, all the small things that made it home. Then I whispered, "Goodbye." I left early the next morning before anyone woke up. The street was quiet, the sun barely rising. I placed a small note on the counter that said, "Take care of each other. Love your children well. I'll be fine." When I got to my sister Lisa's house, she hugged me tight. She said, "You should have come sooner." I smiled. I stayed because I love them. The first few nights were hard. I kept waking up expecting to hear little footsteps running down the hallway or David calling, "Mom, where's my shirt?" But slowly, the silence became peaceful. Weeks later, I got a call from David. His voice was quiet. He said, "Mom, I'm sorry. I should have said something that day." I told him, "It's okay, sweetheart. Don't be sorry. You're building your own life. That's what a good son is supposed to do." He was quiet for a moment, then said, "The house doesn't feel the same without you." I smiled softly. "That's because a home isn't walls, David. It's the people who fill it with love." It's been almost 2 years now. I still live with Lisa. I have a small garden where I grow tomatoes and lavender. David and the kids visit often. Emily comes too, polite, quiet, and maybe a little softer now. The kids run into my arms shouting, "Grandma!" And every time, my heart fills up all over again. One day, Emily sat beside me on the porch and said, "I didn't realize how much you did for us, Julia. I was just overwhelmed." I smiled and said, "It's all right, honey. Sometimes it takes distance to see love clearly." We sat there for a while, watching the kids chase fireflies. The air smelled like summer. And for the first time in a long time, I felt peace. You see, forgiveness doesn't always come with words. Sometimes it comes with time. Sometimes it comes with quiet understanding. Now, when I sit on my porch and the sun sets over the trees, I think about that day she asked me to leave. And I realize she didn't push me out of her home. She pushed me toward a version of myself that I had forgotten. Because leaving wasn't the end of my story. It was the beginning of my peace. So if you're listening to this tonight, and you've ever been made to feel unwanted or out of place, please remember this. Your value doesn't disappear just because someone stops seeing it. You are still worthy of love. You are still someone's home. When my daughter-in-law told me to leave, I didn't lose my family. I just found my strength. Moral: sometimes walking away isn't giving up. It's